Wow.
What up, bro?
Wow. That's what we're
Oh.
doing?
I just,
I gotta take my headset off for this. That's what we're doing? For real?
I just, I just thought, you know, I just thought maybe this is fitting right now for you.
Okay. I'm gonna remember this. Bet. Bet. I'm gonna
What I
remember this.
do? What I
Okay. I like it. I like it.
do?
We gonna keep that same energy going forward. I like this. I like this.
I didn't know Jordan was a fan.
I didn't either. Apparently until tonight at 6:30 he wasn't. So wow. Okay.
Well, so we're gonna go ahead and just leave this up here. Um, in honor of those Philadelphia Eagles, man. In honor. So
That's some dirty work right there. Dirty work.
I searched far, I searched high, low. I searched for all kinds of stuff, man. And this one, after my far and wide, that's the one to stop.
Nah. You hit a home run on that one. I can't even front. I
Fly,
can't
Eagles,
even front.
fly.
Man, they flew, right? They flew south for the winter, is what they did.
They flew south for the winter.
Facts.
So they just gonna go stay where they are then. They just go
They
stay
need
there.
to. And some of them don't need to fly back north. They need to stay right where they at, or go fly to another city.
Come on, man. Don't be
No,
like that. Don't be that.
uh-uh.
You
Nope.
gotta this season's over. Put the jersey back on. Put the jersey back on. Put the hat. You gotta represent
Nope.
your squad, baby.
No, not putting that on.
So speaking of which, man, you want to go ahead and kick us off? Oh, by the way, welcome to This Ain't Practice. I'm your host, Shad. My co-host.
It's Chris Jane. Y'all see how he do me, so it's on going forward.
We didn't put no the music to the intro, man. We just kick off, man. We just go
We
ahead.
didn't need to. You and Michael Jordan ruined it, so we didn't have to. We don't need no music. You and MJ took care of it.
If you think you're lonely now, man. Oh my
Yeah, for
God.
real.
So okay. So give me the rundown, man. What
I
happened?
mean, we got smashed. I mean, we lost 6 out of our last 7 games. It was apropos, man, for basically since the beginning of December. I wasn't surprised. You know, we were texting back and forth during the game. I'm like, I hope these dudes get blown out, man, because I wanted them to, you know, blow the staff up and reset, man, because they got some problems going out there in Philadelphia. So
They
quarterback play, Jalen Hurts, he regressed. Defense was horrible. They couldn't tackle. I don't know if you saw the highlights with the Manning cast, but they had Ray Lewis on there. Ray
Oh
Lewis,
no.
oh man, he was going in. He was like,
Was
man,
he?
look at this tackling. He was like, yeah, he was like, man, they're missing angles, and he was like, they're not playing as a unit on defense. He was like, tackling is all about angles. And he's
Right.
like, it looks like each individual player on defense. You played defense before.
Oh yeah.
You
Yeah.
play as a unit. Said it looks like they're trying to just make individual plays. So it was
Yeah.
just, man. You
It
know,
was
AJ Brown didn't play.
yeah.
You know, our best,
That
I
hurt.
think our best wide receiver, our best, you know, but next to the quarterback, our best offensive skill player, he didn't play.
Right.
But there's no excuse. You know, you're going down to Tampa. Vegas again had us as favorites. I don't know why. They had us as favorites almost all these games. We've been getting murked each and every
It's
one of them. So
smashed.
yeah,
Everyone. I mean,
Vegas.
with AJ Brown, and then they were playing on the road with AJ Brown out, and they're playing on the road. You would think the Buccaneers would be the favorite, but
I don't
yeah.
get it, man. And then AJ Brown, he's team captain. This dude was at a fight in Atlantic City. He didn't even come on the road with the team. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
Oh, if that don't tell you what it is,
Yeah,
I don't know what will.
I don't know.
Wow.
We can kind of get into it a little bit when we start talking about you know coaches and whatnot. But I don't know with AJ Brown. I don't know if he's going to be back next year or not. He seems to be really unhappy.
You know how those wide
Yeah, wide receiver. That's definitely a diva position. And with him and Hurts, they were supposed to be, childhood friends. I think Jalen Hurts is the godfather of one of AJ Brown's kids. And for whatever the chemistry wasn't there, and it's just not those two. But the chemistry wasn't there the whole year. Wasn't there. Dallas Goddard, our tight end, saw kind of a verbal. I don't know if it's a verbal exchange, but he had some displeasures. Yeah, he did, Cole.
Yeah, I'm back. My
He's
internet is
back.
acting suspect, so it's gonna happen.
Right. Yeah, it's your internet because you put that Jordan mess up, but that's why. Man, that's so whack.
The curse.
Man.
I've cursed myself.
Facts.
Yeah, so it's gonna freeze up on me. It's been like that all day. It's been on like
Okay.
like
It is, man. We'll make it do what it do, but
yeah.
So that's where we're at with that, man. Pertaining to the Eagles, Nick Sirianni, he's supposed to be meeting with Jeffrey Lurie, the owner, tomorrow.
Mm.
The owner, man, when he left Tampa, he went and they said he went yacht shopping. He was out looking for a new yacht. Yeah. So you know how them Eagle fans are. They're upset. Like, man, you got time to go look for a yacht, and the franchise is burning down, and and the whole rip. So rumor has it is he's supposed to be back. They're going to bring him back, but they're going to get some new coordinators. So we'll see. I think he needs to go, man, because I think he lost the locker room. I don't think him and Jalen Hurts are really vibing. You just gave Jalen Hurts a $250 million contract. So
yeah, facts. Yeah, that's a good question. Skating the main, there's a lot of questions going on with the Eagles. Is Kelsey done? I heard he's going to retire. Jalen Hurts is not going to be cheap after his rookie contract is up. Is Brown going to resign?
Well, yeah, I think Kelsey is done. Adam Schefter kind of broke the story before Kelsey got a chance, but I think Kelsey is done. Jalen Hurts' new contract kicks in starting next season. He had $250 million guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's around like 45, 50 million a year.
Damn.
And AJ Brown is actually under contract. I think he's got 1 or 2 years left. So when the Eagles got him, not this season, but last year, when they traded a first round pick and got him from the Titans. They gave him a contract extension. So I think he's technically on the contract for a couple more years, but he can ask for a trade, try to force his way out if he's not happy. So we'll see. There's a lot of disarray going on out there in Philadelphia, man. They just looked unorganized. They didn't look well coached, and Nick Sirianni, he didn't do himself any favors. When they beat Kansas City, he was over there waving to the sidelines. He's yelling at the fans when when he was leaving out of the stadium, talking junk. When they were 10-1, and then this is kind of the irony of that. When they lost the other night, some Eagle fans were in Tampa Bay. They dumped popcorn on Nick Sirianni.
Whoa!
He's walking through the tunnel. His own fans murked him, dumped popcorn on him. So
damn.
Yeah. You pull that. I'll send that to you when we get off, man. Yeah. But it's crazy. They sent security up there after him, and man, one of the fans had a little cheap helmet. He grabbed his helmet, tried to roll out. So it's a crazy deal.
Yeah, you got to see that, man. So speaking of disarray, how about those Cowboys?
yeah, man. So we can go ahead and get off my lame Eagles and talk about those Cowboys, man. That was crazy. That made my weekend, and I'm like, all the Eagles got to do is win, and then I could really talk cash junk. But the Eagles didn't hold up their end of the bargain. But man, what did you think, man?
That was a mess, but they self-destructed. They self-destructed, man. I didn't see that. I didn't see that happening. I mean, Green Bay, that's the second, third youngest, or maybe the youngest team in the playoffs. And the Cowboys, they've been winning at home. So I thought it was just going to be a chill night for the Cowboys. I thought that, they go ahead and blow Green Bay out. Green Bay have been, they came in strong. They've been playing good ball, but I didn't think they had that work for the Cowboys, man. So
right.
Yeah. I mean, they were missing tackles too. And it was like blown assignments and all kind of things. It looks like they were confused, like they were ill prepared for that game. It looks like so. Cowboys in worse position than the Eagles. I
don't
don't know.
know.
I don't know about that.
I want to say that, Cole, but the thing about it is the Eagles got a lot of internal problems going on. Like they got a lot of issues. So
yeah,
the Cowboys are the Cowboys to me. Like I didn't expect them to lose to Green Bay, but I expected them to lose the next. It's just Cowboys doing Cowboy things, right? So,
right.
But
we've seen them do this. We've seen them
do it. Yeah. Jordan Love went off. You know, like you said, there were so many. Even when he was under duress, man, he was just flinging that ball, and the receivers were wide open. There wasn't, man. I remember numerous times there wasn't even a Dallas defender within like 5-7 yards of the wide receiver, the tight end that Jordan Love was throwing the ball to, man. So it was
There's nobody around him. I think it was Skip, not Skip. It was Stephen A. Smith. Like they had to zoom out so you could see where the Cowboy players were.
Yeah, because I'm like, man, where are these guys at?
Right, exactly. Going to the owner needs to sell the team. Jerry Jones is trash.
Well, he is, man. He's living off those 1933 Great Depression Super Bowls, man. Like nobody, I don't want to hear about those VHS Super Bowls, man. Y'all ain't been. Yeah, man. Like, come on. I think you've won one. Yeah, you've won like 1 or 2 playoff games in like 30 years. Like, you know, I'm tired of hearing about that.
We didn't even watch that in high definition.
No, man, you can't, man. Straight VHS.
Yeah. That's hilarious. Skinny Man, the defense was playing like they was on that lead.
They probably were. If they weren't, they needed to be because that was just trash, man. That was horrible.
Yeah, that was really bad. That was really bad. Speaking of McCarthy, he's coming back for the next season. It's his last year of the contract.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that?
I mean, part of the problem with the Dallas Cowboys, like you could blame the coach, but Jerry Jones has his hands in so much of everything that goes on. He's not your traditional owner. You know, like the Robert Kraft for New England, or the Vikings owner, or Jeffrey Lurie of the Eagles, or the Rooneys, and stuff. You never really hear from other owners, with their team. He's got press conferences after he's drafting players, and I know he's got scouts and all that other stuff, but it's just he's got his hands on so much. It's like he wants that credit. I think he wants so hard to be vindicated, to say like I won a championship without Jimmy Johnson's hands being in the mix. Yeah, and I just think he's been his own worst enemy when it comes to that. Had he just kept hired a GM, stayed out of the mix, and I agree. I think McCarthy, should be gone. It's hard, man, because I think he's averaging like 12-4, 12-5 as far as each the season being there. So his win record
is great. He's doing things that a lot of folks haven't seen. He's an ass. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Random Rick, my man, what's up? Sup, fellas? Not a sports fan, but wanted to drop in and say hi and smash that like button. Thank you so much, brother. We appreciate your support.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, brother.
So we showing love. Yeah, Random Rick, man, he be in the building for us, man. I appreciate it, man. He got some great videos as well. Skinny Man, Sega Genesis Super Bowls.
That's what it is, man. Man, we was walking around with starter jackets on last time they was in the Super Bowl. Man. Straight up.
People were getting robbed. People were getting robbed for starter jackets back then.
Yeah.
Well, kind of like he's going to lose the game the entire time. His demeanor never changed. Kickoff. He looked defeated. I agree, because I see more emotion from him. Laughing at Steve. I thought I see some more emotion from him when they was jacking that game off, and and there wasn't. He kind of it's weird. I would have been upset. I would have been pissed. But like you said, he got a winning record. He just craps the bed when it comes to the playoffs. But say you bring in another coach and the regular season record isn't 12-5 or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
you're running that risk because you could end up winning. Yeah, you could win 10 games, right? And then what?
Right.
And Dak Prescott, he balled out throughout the season, but you saw him in the pick sixes and he did Dak stuff come playoffs. But the problem is, I think he had 30 30-something touchdowns and 9 interceptions. He has statistically one of his best seasons. He's going to finish in the top 5 in MVP voting.
Right.
When they do that announcement in the next, I guess, 30 days or whenever that is. But I think he counts $58 million against the salary cap. He's like Vince McMahon in Cowboys.
I know exactly what you're talking about, man. That's for real. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's time to move away from Dak because before this game, they were talking about, well, he was in the MVP conversation.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
right.
He had a bad day at the office. It's a terrible timing to have a bad day at the office, and he's done that years past as well. But I think he's still a good franchise quarterback. They have a good team, man. They got a good roster. It's just
they do. I think because the problem is with Jerry, he makes it kind of like Super Bowl or bust, right? I don't know if that's a Super Bowl roster. I don't think that roster is a Super Bowl team. I think there are numerous teams that are better than Dallas. I mean, we watched them against Detroit. Detroit should have won that game. Detroit gave that game away with all the stupid coaching decision going for it on downs. When they should have been kicking field goals, they could have put that. They could have put them to sleep earlier and not been in that situation. So I think there are teams that are better than Dallas. Before we even get over in the AFC. So.
Right.
I think they're a good team. They're a playoff team. If they got hot and some got luck and some balls went their way, they could get into a Super Bowl. But I think there are other teams that I would put in front of them.
Absolutely, absolutely, and yeah, nobody cares about the WNBA. Sorry. That's what he's talking about. That came in the playoff games point, but I don't know if it's Dak, but it might be the coach, but it looks like that. Jeez.
but Cole's right though, because if you look at it, when you talk about quarterbacks and your franchise quarterbacks, that's what they're measured by. Like you could ball out, because even like Lamar Jackson, I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they were talking about Lamar Jackson, how he might win the MVP unanimously again, but they're like, if he doesn't ball out in the playoffs, if he doesn't get him to the Super Bowl, is he just going to be one of those guys that racks up MVPs? But when it counts, he's not stepping up. When it's money time. And I know we'll get into the Ravens and Texans game coming up a little bit, but I agree with Kobe on that. It's the heavy is the head that wears that crown, man. When you get the big contract, you're supposed to be the MVP, caliber candidate, leader of the team, franchise QB, and Dak, man, he just like that one pick six he threw. He just telegraphed that. He didn't even see the DB. He was just waiting, man. He was just waiting in the cut. He saw that. He knew he was going to CD Lamb. As soon as he released, he's like, give me, I got this.
He's watching his eyes and he jumped the route. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. So I try not to put I think Dak is such a nice guy. You know what I mean? I try not to put it on him. I mean, shouldn't the coach make adjustments halftime, something? You know what I mean, to get these guys going. But at the same time, I mean, But like you said, it's
But Dak's not a rookie. No, he's not. Like I'm sure he's a seasoned vet now, man. I'm sure Dak can come in, look at the coverage what the defense is about to do and audible out of it. I bet you they have that comfort level. Him, and he wears me on with the here we go. Like, man, here we go with another interception, bro. That's where we're going. Yeah. I'm so happy I don't got to hear that mess again, man, until next year.
Bro, man, that's I don't get stand.
Man, that is the worst. Remember we was watching the Lions game in the spot, and they were walking by yelling, "Here we go."
Oh yeah. Oh, that did get annoying. Yeah, man, that did get annoying. Yeah. I'd rather hear Omaha.
Omaha, yeah. Or one of them was yelling, "LeBron James." So
wait, who was doing that?
I forgot which quarterback, but they'll do it all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny. Oh God. Well, we got to watch this one stink it up yesterday. Let's see. Hold on. We got is it y'all saw Love take that knee, said, "Here we go."
Yeah, for real. Facts.
Man, Jordan Love, man, he's looking like he's gonna be a beast, man. We'll see what happens next year. But
Right,
you want to
right.
get onto that Houston game?
Yeah, man. So yeah, we were actually watching that, in 3D, man.
In 3D.
They're
Yeah.
balling, man. CJ Stroud is out there, man. He's playing. CJ Stroud, how Jordan Love and CJ Stroud are playing. That's how Hurts was playing last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Making all the, making the reads, going through his progressions, making the right throws.
Mhm.
CJ Stroud is balling, man. He doesn't look like a rookie.
No,
And,
look like
and the crazy part is before the draft, the draft's always in April, leading up between the combine and your pro day workouts and the draft, he was starting to get kind of that, where they throw that shade out there. He can't do this, or the team around him in Ohio State is the reason he put up the numbers. He doesn't get through his progression. There was shade in these quote unquote NFL draft experts and analysts. They were throwing darts at him. So there was rumors that his draft stock was going to start to drop because some people were saying he should go number 1 over Bryce Young. Well, we saw what happened this year.
We saw what happened. Yeah, with the Panthers. Ooh, that was ugly.
Yeah, and that's ugly, man. He don't got a lot. That offensive line is horrible. His skill position players. They fired the coach during the season. He has no stability out there.
No.
But
it wasn't a good situation.
Right. But CJ Stroud, man, he balled out. Your boy Joe Flacco, he came back down to earth.
He did.
In reality, man. Didn't he? Because he threw a couple pick sixes, didn't he?
Yeah. We watched it, man, because we were talking, because we were in the middle of a conversation, and we all kind of looked up at the same time. Pick six.
I was like, again? Oh, he did it again?
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, that's what he said. He did. Yeah. So, yeah, man, that was I mean, the scouting reports came out on him. You know what I mean? Like, they came out on him. They're like, okay, well, this is what we got to do. These are some of his tendencies and all that stuff. They had old data. You know what I mean? So,
right.
I mean,
right.
At some point,
And I think Flacco, he did what he was supposed to do in terms of you step in and fill in. So I wouldn't mind if he, if he wanted to come back as a backup or whatever. I wouldn't mind that. But
bring him to Minnesota. We'll take him as a backup. We'll take the old man. So he didn't get hurt. He looked limber out there. So yeah, I don't know. I think he could still help a team out in the NFL, because the stuff that the Vikings had, man, that was trash. That was trash. So, but yeah, I'm super excited to see where CJ Stroud goes from here. Really, I can't wait to dude. I don't think they have a chance against Baltimore, but it's a high stakes game. So I'm interested to see if he still got it. He still has that swagger, still has that confidence. I keep hearing all the analysts, he's super well coached and all that. And he is, man. Like, to come in there as a rookie and be able to play the game, because even the game when they played Indianapolis, that was a must-win game, and he was cool under pressure. So,
cool, calm, and collected.
Yeah, absolutely. So, super excited about that. And we get the game is in good hands with Jordan Love. People like Jordan Love and CJ Stroud. So, they're our future. So, Buffalo and the Steelers.
That was a ice bowl. That game was crazy, man. Did you see? They had to hire the fans to come out there and support. They were paying them fools $20 an hour to go show. Man, please, you'd have to pay me a lot more than that to be out there shoveling snow. I don't love the Eagles that much, man. I'll be in the house.
Right? I'm cool. I think they did that in Minnesota one time when they were playing at TCF Field, when they were building the Viking Stadium. Yeah, they had, I don't know if it was the students or fans. I can't remember, but I know there was a big snowstorm. They had to get out there and help out. And even then, I don't know if you saw it in the crowd, in the stands, that snow was still there. It was nuts. Like, people were sliding down the stairs because it was just packed full of snow. It was crazy. What is it? Man said Flacco called the Vikings and they rejected him. Are you serious?
Wow.
Really?
Well, here's the hard part. Flacco was how he played. He wasn't playing like that the last time. when he was getting reps. He wasn't balling out how he's doing right now. So I get it, but yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. That is crazy. Obviously, Packers usually have to hire fans to shovel once a season too. Oh, okay, okay. So
Okay, so that's
they're taking a page out of there. But I would imagine that Buffalo has to do that too. Like
you think
almost
absolutely. Well,
almost
they're
yearly.
already doing it. Yeah, we'll get to that in the preview for this weekend. But yeah, it seems like in those areas, that's something that's probably pretty common.
Right. Crazy that they don't have a dome. That's just insane to me. I don't think they want one either.
I don't think so either. I think they're
Yeah.
working on building a new stadium, and
Mhm.
I don't think it's gonna have a dome on it. Which
Jeez.
man,
No.
but man, yeah, they that Pittsburgh game that was never in doubt to me. Pittsburgh doesn't have a quarterback. Even though Josh Allen didn't necessarily have the season, he played better towards the tail end. But
Yeah.
when you don't have a quarterback and that other team has a quarterback, you're already at a disadvantage.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that's the whole thing with Pittsburgh. They ain't have a quarterback. Hard to manufacture offense on a regular basis and score points.
Yeah.
And their defense, it's not the vaunted Steelers defense that we've seen in prior years. So I didn't expect. I thought it might be a little bit closer because, like I said, I know Buffalo has had stretches of difficulty putting up points, but
Yeah.
that game was pretty much out the gate, man. To me, it was never in doubt.
Same. Yeah, I wasn't surprised by any of that. The Steelers, I mean, I'm not gonna say they're lucky to, get in the playoff. They put in the work and they earned that wild card position to get in there. And a lot of that things probably goes to Tomlin doing what Tomlin does. So I was happy that they made it. I like Coach Tomlin. I think he's been
So
there
do I.
18 years, something like yeah. So I want to see him do well. And it's we can't mess up at all. We don't get a whole lot of chances. You know what I mean? So
Did I send you that video of him at the press conference after the game?
oh yeah, when she asked him when he walked off,
Yeah, they were
she
like, you
asked
got a year left on your contract. That
did he
dude
just
turned and he
walk
rolled
off?
out.
Yeah.
So yesterday he had a press conference. He said, "I'm in a better mood. So you guys got any contract questions?"
That's funny. He's great. He's got a great personality. I've seen him
Oh,
on
he
a couple
does.
podcasts, and
Yeah.
I just want him to admit that he is Omar Epps, but whatever.
Man, that's
Uh,
his twin, man.
that's for real.
These the Wayans. We're brothers and we're brothers.
Yeah, I know, right? For real, bro. For real. So yeah, Roger Cat. Oh, okay. I'm about the
Flacco, yeah,
I
yeah.
know, yeah.
But
Yeah.
no, but he
That's
announced. I don't know
funny.
if it's been official, but he is coming back next year.
Yeah.
Tomlin.
Okay.
So I don't know if he's just gonna play out next year and see what happens. I know the Roonies they want to sign him to a contract extension. So I don't
Yeah.
know what he's gonna do if he's just gonna like, hey, I want to do this year and go from there, or if I want to sign an extension. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
So the ball, but it sounds like the ball is in his court.
Mm-hmm.
If he wants to continue to stay there, he can. If he's sick of it, I mean that's a hell of a job. He's been doing that for 18 years. That's
It's a
a lot of
long
stress.
time.
That's a long
It
time, man.
is, and
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. At some point, it's time to move on. Just because that voice, you need a different voice, right? I don't care
Right.
how successful you've been. At some point, like it's time. Like I even remember Phil Jackson saying, even with, how they broke the Bulls up earlier than they wanted to. We said at some point that voice, you need a new voice in there. So
Yep.
I don't know when that's going to be, but
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he's had a lot of success.
no
So,
doubt.
I think what they say this was his. I think he's been over 500
Oh yeah.
every season he's been
Hmm.
there.
Yeah.
So that's kind of unheard of, man. Even your boy in New England couldn't do that. So, you know,
Belichick. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Belichick, yeah, even he couldn't do that. So, that's saying something. I think he got two Super Bowls, right? He won.
No, he's got one. He went to two.
He
He
went to.
lost one. I think it was with Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers.
Oh,
He was very close to having two Super Bowls. The Green Bay pulled one out on him.
okay, okay, gotcha. So, I mean, do you think he should return?
Yeah, I don't have a problem. They need to, regardless whether he comes back or not, they got to find a quarterback.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if they go after like a Russell Wilson or a veteran quarterback, Kirk Cousins, somebody. I could see them looking to do something like that.
Yeah, I don't see them getting one in the draft. They're just not
Nah,
going to have
not to come in and start. That
right.
I don't see that, and they're not really picking high enough
No,
to
no.
get one of those upper, quote unquote upper echelon quarterbacks. Even though, the vast majority of the time, those quarterbacks that are draft high, they don't pan out.
Right.
There's some do, but if you look at the lion's share, they don't pan out from where they're drafted at. But we'll definitely see about that.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. You want to segue over to your Detroit Lions and Rams?
Yeah, yeah, man. That was, to me, that was the game of the weekend. That was a good game, man. The city of Detroit, man, they were lit, man. And we had talked about that.
Yeah.
Man, they were lit. The city was lit. The Ford Field, man. They were showing Eminem and Big Sean, and
Yeah.
Barry Sanders was there. Megatron, man. They had the who's who, man. It was crazy. And I'm not a Lions fan, but it's kind of dope to see those teams that that suffering fan bases. Because when they won and the fans were crying in the stands,
Oh
someone
no.
had, they showed a season ticket holder. He was like 80 something years old.
I saw that. They interviewed him earlier today. I didn't get to had to mute it, but yeah, I saw him
Yeah,
up there while I was working. I was like, man, that's crazy, dude. Like
it is. It is.
66 years.
That's a
66
long
years,
time, man.
yeah. And they
That's
haven't
dedication right there.
that dedication, man, because they haven't been in the playoff in 30. So yeah, and that was during the Barry Sanders years. So
No, they've been to the playoffs. I think they lost to the playoffs down here. But I don't think they had won in the playoffs in 30 years. But I think they went to the playoffs because I think they lost down here to the Cowboys one year with Megatron on a bogus call. Dallas got some home cooking.
are you sure? I heard it was
I,
30 years.
I think it was 30 years since they won a playoff game. But I
But they
think if anybody that's on in the chat, if you could look it up for us, the last time that the Detroit Lions went to the playoffs. But I think with Stafford and Megatron, they went to
yeah,
the playoffs. But nevertheless, man, it was a good game. I was kind of going back and forth because I wanted Detroit to win, but then on the flip side, if the Rams won and the Eagles won, the Eagles would have hosted a playoff game. So I was kind of torn a little bit back and forth, but I didn't expect the Eagles to win anyway. But it was dope for Detroit to see them get the W.
I was so happy for that, man. I was so happy for that. It is a um I'm trying to look for it, bro. I think we lost people. But anyway, I have no beef with the Lions. So,
Right, right.
I know they're in our division. I don't have no beef with them. It's not like how I hate Green Bay. So,
Sure.
yeah,
Right.
so I was happy for them. And in that the battle of the quarterbacks,
That were traded for each other.
they
Yeah.
traded for each other, right? So, and then he went to win the Super Bowl. So, what's maybe it's golf's turn. Just
Golf is next. Golf is
yeah,
next. We'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see.
yeah. So I'm definitely rooting for them to come out of the NFC, but they're gonna have their hands full with 'cause I'm sure that they'll end up clashing with the Niners, and that's gonna be a thing. Um,
Facts. Facts.
you know, so but let's see here. Where we at, bro? We at oh, Kansas City,
Yeah, we got Kansas City and
Miami.
Miami. I'm gonna be
It was
honest. I refuse to pay Peacock. I did it a couple weeks ago when Buffalo was playing the Rams, only because I had Stephon Diggs for fantasy football, so I wanted to watch it. So I did the little $5.99, and then cancel it right away. But I'm not paying these
yeah.
extra streaming services anymore to watch football. I think it's crazy.
Wait a minute. I could have sworn it was. I didn't watch it on Peacock.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I watched it on the NBC.
See, I heard it was on Peacock. I never even tried.
I'm a little lit. Where is everybody? They kept saying Peacock, but
Right.
I'm pretty sure it was on NBC.
I know it was Peacock, and maybe it was on NBC too.
Probably on both. Yeah, it was probably on both.
It could have been very well could have been on both.
Yeah, because it's the same
but,
thing.
Yeah, but I didn't. I watched the highlights. I read the reviews about it, and I know Tyreek Hill got off and did his thing, but those games are so hard to when you playing in those type of conditions, and they're both playing those conditions. But Miami,
Right.
you know what I mean? They're not built for that, and they put themselves in that position. They lost some games that they should have won, and they would have been hosting the game down there in Miami instead of having to go to frigid Kansas City. And I just actually read before we got on, it was like 12 to 15 people had to go to the emergency room because of the hypothermia or whatever, when you get too cold.
Oh wow, yeah. Hypothermia. Yeah. Oh wow.
The wind chill, that was below zero, if I remember correctly, at least at one point during that day. But I swear I thought I had read during the game it was gonna be, at least the wind chill, like I said, but it was gonna be below zero. So that's crazy, man. Because I'm not sitting in no game watching that. And outside, there ain't no way.
No, not at all. Not at all. And I think either the temperature was below zero or the wind chill, one of the two. But if the temperature is below zero, then that the wind chill.
It's even worse. I mean, we grew up grew up in that mess up there.
Right. Right. You were born there. So
negative. That would be you. That would be you. Nice try though.
but yeah, so I believe it. I don't know if you saw when Taylor Swift, when she was high-fiving the fans and stuff, she opened the little window from the box and she's high-fiving the fans, and like those windows were frosted over. You could just, I mean, she had to open them. There's no way she's gonna be able to watch the games. She had to watch the game.
That's crazy.
That's insane, man. Yeah, no thanks. When the Vikings were when they were working on their stadium and they played at TCF Field for that season, the Minnesota fans had to run into that. There's some negative degree temp games that they were at. I don't know if anybody had to go to the hospital or anything like that. It is Minnesota. It's just a Tuesday for them. But
that's a regular day, man. Regular day in the neighborhood.
Yeah. So Kansas City, it gets cold there, but it's not like the Twin Cities. But yeah, I never, even if I was a season ticket holder, I'm cool.
Facts. Well, and what's crazy is that Kansas City, for the most part, through this run with Mahomes, it's been their offense. But their defense is balling out. This is probably the best defense that Pat Mahomes has had since he's been in Kansas City.
I agree.
I agree. And I sent you that clip where I was asking, about the Kansas City defense.
Yeah. I mean, that's just fucking hilarious.
I was like, he looked at him and said, defense.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, they're a big reason for them being 11-6.
No doubt. But besides, because Mahomes has been inconsistent, but they have pretty much been consistent the vast majority of the season. So it's actually scary, man, to think about. If they can maintain that, like going into next season, and they add some weapons around Mahomes, they upgrade some of those wide receivers. Like they need to get another, a wide receiver, like an established wide receiver to go in that. That could be ugly for the National Football League, for the rest of the league. So
AJ Brown.
Nah, he's good where he's at.
Wow.
He's good. And man, unless he want to show out, then they want to start giving us first round draft picks, and we'll see. But man, if he goes there, man, that's gonna be some problems.
Yeah, it's over.
It's over. It's over, man.
He's a beast. But yeah, I mean, again, I everything. I think with the weather conditions that they've kind of won that game for KC and their defense. It should be interesting. I'm interested to see what happens this weekend. So I think we're segueing into that anyway.
Yeah, right? It's a perfect segue, man. So we can jump right into to the games this weekend.
Yeah, let's get it, man. All right, so Saturday, Texans versus Baltimore. We talked a little bit about that. Wow, B-more is 9.5.
9.5. It's crazy. Both games on Saturday are as of early were 9.5 point favorites. Both of them.
Wow. Okay.
It's a but they are at home. Baltimore is they are the better team, but the Texans are hot, man. So they're hot.
Yeah.
I give I think Baltimore will make a play or two in the game and pull it out. The 9.5, I got them winning by 7. I think you'll see like a 28-21 type game. It's going to be interesting to see how CJ Stroud plays in that environment, because if he goes into Baltimore, not necessarily, now if they win, that's totally one thing. But if he goes in there and he's poised and he's balling out, like, man, you really, really got something special on your hands right there.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I think I think it's got to be pretty close too. I'm thinking 20, 24, 21.
Okay.
The win by field goal. B-more. It's because it's just gonna be that type of game, man. These guys they're gonna be locked in.
And it's gonna be cold, man. I should have looked up the temperature for that game, man. But that game, and then and we'll get to the other ones. But there's some of those East Coast games, man. They're gonna be nice and frosty out there. So that's we talking about guys coming from Houston, and they're playing in the dome in RG. So they're not used to playing.
Not used to that.
In that type of climate.
Yeah, so I'm looking right now. It shouldn't be too bad. 17 is the low Saturday, 24 the high. That's not terrible. Not when you're playing football. It's not in single digits.
It's not. And I have noticed, and it's been chilly here in Texas, so I've been noticing Houston's been practicing outside this week.
Good.
So you want to try to mimic as much as you possibly can, to get yourself ready for those elements that they're going to be playing in. I mean, there's only so much that you can do, but it's smarter to have them practicing outside rather than being indoors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way Miami could have done that.
No, man.
There's nowhere to do it.
They'd have to charter a flight, man. They have to go up to Minneapolis somewhere, man, and practice, and then fly out to Kansas City or something, man. So that's done.
That won't go work for them. But Houston, yeah, it's been kind of chilly. So get out there, especially to get them out there early in the morning, or maybe later at night. To get under the weather conditions. So it's be interesting, man. I can't wait to see Stroud go up against I love Action Jackson. So I'm pulling for Baltimore, obviously because of Lamar Jackson, because I just want him to get over that hump, man. Get over the hump.
It'd be nice if he got over that hump, man. He gets a lot of flack and a lot of hate. And the crazy part is, man, almost every team in the National Football League that needed a quarterback could have had him this offseason, and they didn't. He was available. So
Yep. You see, I mean, if that don't tell you something, I don't know what does.
What it is.
We don't have. Yeah, we know what it is.
we know what it is.
We know exactly what it is.
All them teams was giving them that Jordan face behind you. The whole offseason, man. Man, they're giving him that MJ, man, and he was like, "I'll show you, cats."
Yeah, man. That's the face they're giving now, because they could be a Super Bowl favorite right now if they would have had him. But they didn't want to do that.
Been a contender, just a quarterback away. So it's crazy. It's crazy. So what else we got on deck for Saturday?
We have the Packers and the Niners. And that is in San Fran, and they are 9.5 point favorites as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is going to be Jordan Love coming back down to earth, if you ask me. Not that he's not that he's high, you know what I'm saying, but just he's been the talk of the week, right? It's just like how amazing He played last week, and he ended the season strong and all that, and he's coming on or whatever. But he's got to play that defense, that 49er defense, bruh.
They're no joke.
They're no joke.
They're no joke. And they were sitting there watching that Dallas game, the Packers Dallas game, and they're scheming and drawing up plays. They're like, all right, this is what they were doing. They're not going to catch us slipping like they caught Dallas.
No. We're going to be prepared.
Right. The only way that I see Green Bay winning is Purdy's got him. If Purdy's throwing interceptions or there's turnovers, if Green Bay wins like turnover battle, and then they're turning those turnovers are turning into touchdowns and not field goals, that's where I think they could have an opportunity to win. But I think Frisco, I think they're going to be too much. I think both those teams are going to put up points, but I got that like a 31 to 20. I'm gonna say 31-20 San Francisco.
You stole my high. But yeah, I'm gonna say 31-14.
Okay.
I just think San Francisco they're gonna come out guns blazing and start fast and kind of just throw Green Bay in disarray. And
right.
in the second half, they'll make some adjustments or whatever, and make it a little closer. But yeah, I think they'll go in to halftime like, man, 21-0. That's what I think, or maybe 21.
Right.
21-3. I don't know. Something like that. But I don't think Green Bay is going to. I think it's going to be too much in the beginning. They'll have to make their halftime adjustments, and they're just going to end up just running away with it. But hopefully, I'm wrong. It is a lot better game than what we're guessing.
I just want to see some dope games. We don't got a horse in the race, so to speak. But it'd just be dope to just see some dope games throughout the weekend.
Exactly. Like make me put the beer down and like, whoa, wait a minute, I need to pay attention to this.
Put the beer and the brats down. Put them down, man.
Whoa. Yeah. Pause. Yo. No beer and brats, man. Don't tell the big homie.
Wow.
Wherever you do, don't tell the big homie. All right, man. So, God, it's already 7:21. Okay. Sunday.
We got a couple games on Sunday, man. We got what we got?
We've got the Bucks and the Lions. Detroit is 6.5-point favorites. And then we've got KC versus Buffalo, and the Bills are 2.5 points favorite. Obviously, these guys are favorites because they're at home.
Well, and you can tell that we'll get to that in a second. The Bucks and Lions game. I got Detroit. I think Detroit. There's something special going on with Detroit. I got Detroit, and I think they're going to apply some pressure to Baker Mayfield. I think you'll see a couple interceptions. I've got Detroit winning that game 27-14.
Okay,
Being at home, I think Gibbs and Montgomery, I think they're going to do their thing. I think St. Brown on the outside. I think Detroit is going to just a well-rounded game. I think they'll win the turnover battle. And like I said, I got them.
They got a good defense and a good
team.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So you said 27-14?
27-14. Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna go 28-14. I'm right there with you.
You're right there.
Yeah, they're gonna put the pressure on Mayfield. You pressure him, man. He throws picks. And the Bucks beating the Eagles. As bad as the Eagles have been, the Eagles are a better team. You know what I'm saying? They just had a bad season.
I didn't even mention it. Remember the week before, the Bucks needed a win to win that division, and they didn't even score a touchdown on the Panthers. They scored 3 field goals. It was 9-0.
Right. Right. What is that?
Yeah, that's
crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. So You know, the Eagles, they just ended the season bad. That's all that is. At the end of the day, I still think they were the better team. There are probably some injury reports are going to come out later on. You know what I mean? Obviously, that they will be like, oh, okay, that's why that happened, or whatever. Or we'll find out what's going on in the locker room. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's a lot. It's a lot.
right,
It's a lot. Right.
So Kansas City versus Buffalo. This is the first time that Pat Mahomes has played a playoff game on the road, except for the neutral
The
field.
Super Bowl.
Yeah. So which is that's an insane stat, man. That's an insane stat. Like this is like he's
That
always
shows you
had
the level of dominance.
right. Just unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
And then the 2.5-point favorites. Come on, it's equal basically.
That's home cooking. That's like you said before. That's what that is. That spread right there is home cooking. Because if they were on a neutral field, I think KC would be favored.
Yes, I agree. Heavily favored.
Yep, I think they'd be favored. So who do you got in this game?
KC. I think KC. I think because Allen didn't play that. I mean, he wasn't great last game. You know what I mean?
He made some plays with his legs, and then Cook was running the ball. So I mean, he was better than what he had been, but that's the game. That's like the hardest game for me to pick.
That's a tough one, man.
Because I want to see KC. Like, man, you're going out there in the cold. Like, I really want to see that. I want to see how that's gonna go. But I got 24-21 Kansas City.
24-21 Kansas City. Okay. I'm gonna say don't laugh. 28-27 Kansas City.
Wow. No, that could be like a last second field goal or touchdown at the end. Put it away, man. Put them to sleep. So I could definitely see that for sure.
Yeah, I think it'll be that close. And Buffalo, they end up playing close games a lot. I don't know. But, they play some close games, especially when it's a big time game like this. So that's Sunday, and Sunday's usually my dry day anyway. So I'll be able to pay attention to the whole thing. no drinks in the hand. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm getting ready for Monday. You know what I mean? So
got to.
So yeah, I'm hyped about that game, man. All the matchups I'm hyped about.
Yeah.
Like with with no dog in the fight, so I don't have to cheer for one team or the other.
Just kick back, man. It's stress free. Just kick back and watch football.
Yep, that's what I told you, man. Go and throw that jersey back on, bro. It's over. Hey, we prepping for next season now.
Yeah, and I'll throw it on next season. I'm not putting that on. They have betrayed me. I am not putting that on. Nope. They got some explaining to do.
They got some. Hey, did you see any posts from our girl about the Eagles?
I saw something. I saw something like we kind of expected it, or expected the Eagles to lose, or something on those lines. But I kept scrolling. I wasn't getting into no. I don't want to get in no chat talking about misery like that. I'm cool.
Misery loves company.
Nope, they did drive by, man. Put it in drive, man. Put that blinker on and roll it out. You know how I do. You already know.
Oh man. I love it. All right, man. So NFL coaching interviews. I'm sure you got the 411 on this.
Yeah, man. So with Belichick leaving, Jared Mayo, linebacker, played there, man, out of Tennessee. He's a Bill Belichick kind of disciple. Dude's a leader on the field, man. I was happy to see the brother get a shot, man, and get that head coaching position. He's locked in now, right?
He's locked in now, right?
No, he's official. He's locked in. In. So
Kraft and Mayo, baby.
Yeah, man. There you go. Well played.
That's dope, man.
Man. I was happy to see the brother get the shot, man. He balled out, on the defensive side of the ball as a player and as a coordinator. So, they got to, hopefully they give him the tools to succeed. The GM, they need to get a quarterback there. They don't have one.
Right.
I know he'll have that defense ready, but they need to give him a good offensive coordinator and get him a quarterback, and then let him kind of be the city CEO and do his thing.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Eric
Yep.
Bieniemy, or no? Yeah, Eric Bieniemy. You think he'll pick him up at the coordinator?
Nah, Washington wasn't very good this year. I wouldn't mind seeing Eric Bieniemy come into Philadelphia and be the offensive coordinator. To be honest with you, I think Hurts needs somebody like him. That structured dude. He's established as offensive coordinator. I think Hurts needs someone like him, but nah, I don't think he'll get a shot this year. Now your boy Bill Belichick, he just had his second interview, it was either last night or today with Atlanta Falcons. Arthur Blank down there trying to get it. That surprised me.
Falcons.
That's the odd fit. Now I'm sitting here looking because he's 15 wins behind Don Shula to be the all-time winningest coach in NFL history. I know he's trying to get to that number. Now, he's not going to do that. I highly doubt he'll do it in 1 year, but he can do it in 2. So I think that's one, part of his motivation. Because I hear people saying, well, he should go here or there to win a Super Bowl. Man's got like 7, 8 Super Bowls, so I don't really think he's worried about. Because he won a couple with the Giants back in the 80s. He was the defensive coordinator with Bill Parcells. So he won a couple as an assistant, and I think he won, 6 or 7? What does New England have, 7?
They got 6. Then Brady went and got another one. So
That's
Brady
right.
got
They
7.
got 6.
He got 6.
Yeah, so he's got 6 as a head coach and 2 as an assistant. So he got 8 rings.
Oh, he got rings. Yeah. So
he got rings for days, man. So
yeah.
I don't know if he's trying to chase another ring or, trying to get the all-time winnings record or go do something else. But, I mean, that division, we talked about, that division is bad with the Saints, the Bucks, the Panthers, and the Falcons. So if he goes down there, and I was listening to a radio earlier, and they were saying, he goes down there, they got the rookie Bijan Robinson, who has a good chance of winning Offensive Rookie of the Year or being in that conversation. And then they were like, he can go get a Russell Wilson. He can go get a Kirk Cousins, get a veteran quarterback. And, you look at that division, and next thing you know, he's won 10, 11 games, and they're in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. It's a weak division, and you got to play those teams twice, and he can rack up some wins that way. Wow. I mean, they were never part of the conversation that anything that I heard. So okay, all right. I would like to see him in LA with the Chargers, but
that's kind of what I was thinking. But he's an East Coast guy, and I know he's at Boston and Nantucket and all that. So he may want to stay in the East Coast and not be all the way out west.
That makes sense. Yeah,
but
for his family is and all that. Yeah,
right. But speaking of Atlanta, so Jim Harbaugh's kind of been doing his thing. He interviewed with the Chargers. He interviewed with the Falcons, and I think it might have been a third team interview. It might have been the Raiders, but simultaneously, his agent is negotiating with University of Michigan, his alma mater, just led them to a national championship. So he's trying to work out a deal to where a couple things where he can't be, because he's with college football. There's so many sanctions and rules and stuff, and he got suspended. I think it was 3 games this year. They said that they were cheating, in terms of spying on the other team and all that stuff. So he wants his contract to be, number one, he cannot be fired for a cause for like these investigations. And then the second thing is he wants his buyout to be a small number in case and he wants to get back in the NFL. So being the buyout. So like right now, like there are certain coaches that have $15, $20 million buyout. So if you want to come get my coach, this is what you got to pay us. He wants that buyout to be low. So, man, when you're he's in a position of power, he's in a position to really negotiate. He's a hot commodity, and his current employer wants to keep him. Because he just took him to the pinnacle. So,
right, right,
yeah, man. So that's pretty much the rest of the coaching is kind of you got Dan Quinn, defensive coordinator at Dallas. He's interviewing. You'll see a couple more depending on what happens with Nick Sirianni with the Eagles. It looks like the brother Antonio Pierce with the Raiders. He did a good job there. He looks like he's the in the driver's seat to get that job. I think he deserves it. He's earned it. So, absolutely. But yeah, that's where we're at from the coaching front, man. I know we're running, man, a little bit, but I just definitely want to touch on the man, the Wolves, man, they had a win yesterday in Detroit, man, and then I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna be able to stay up and watch this whole game tonight. So they're playing Memphis at 9:00. So
yeah, I saw that.
I will not be watching that whole game.
Why they play so late?
It's because they've got the Toronto. I think it's the Bulls in Toronto going right now, but it's TNT like doubleheader. But man, playing a game in Minneapolis at 9:00 is kind of crazy to me, man. That's really late.
Yeah, we are not, or we, but Minneapolis is not in LA, like
no,
not in California.
And I mean, think about it though. If you're a parent and you got tickets, you want to take your kid, you really gonna take them to a 9:00 game? You know, like, and they got school tomorrow. That's just, if it was like a weekend or something, Friday night, I could see it. Saturday night, but that's kind of wild, man. Yeah, but that's how they do. That's how they do the Wolves, man. To put them on national television, they got to put them on at 9 p.m. local time. So.
Thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah.
That's how they do it. Hey, they say take what you can get. Otherwise, we ain't putting you on. So
right. Yo, that dunk though that you sent me, and the Kobe posted with Ant-Man. Holy smokes.
Yeah, man. I kept rewinding it because I had hit you. Yeah, you're right, Kobe's whack, man. It just doesn't even make any sense.
Right.
But no, because I had text you the link to the dunk, and then I saw Kobe put it on Facebook. I'm like, man, that's and I'm not, again, he's not on that level. I'm not saying, but man, he's got that elite 2-guard skill that he does. I'm about to come at you, I'm about to rip your heart up. That Mike, that Kobe type of, you know what I mean? He's got that. Again, I'm not saying he's on their level right now because he's not, but he's got that in him, man. If he continues to get better, and because to me, he shoots threes better. He shoots like Mike wasn't a very good 3-point shooter, and they weren't shooting the threes like that back then.
Correct.
But he's already a better shooter than 3-point shooter than Mike is, and he's a better 3-point shooter early on than how Kobe was. Because Kobe was struggling early on with 3-point shot. He came in.
I was just about to say the same thing. The same thing. You're absolutely right.
Yep. So he's come in and he's gotten better and better and better. And before I forget, man, we had a big trade this week with Pascal Siakam.
Pascal Siakam went to the Pacers.
Yeah, your Pacers, man. They gave up 3 first-round picks for him.
Man, I saw that. Wow, man. I wouldn't have.
Here's the deal. If you I broke it down and looked at 2 of those picks, one is going to be the Pacers pick, which they're a playoff team, which is going to be in the 20s. And then the other pick is one that they got from another team. A team owed them.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So they're really only technically giving up like 2 of their own picks. The other one's in 2026, I believe. So the key for them is they got to be able to sign Siakam to a contract extension because this is the last year that he's under contract.
Okay.
So if you're giving up 3 first-round picks, you need to pay that guy because between Halliburton, Miles Turner, and Siakam, man, they can make some noise.
They can make some noise, man.
In the East. They can make that takes them, to me, that catapults them to another level.
Yeah, I agree. I like the trade, and they gave a couple players as well.
They were like kind of throw-in players. I know New Orleans was part of the trade. They needed a third team to help facilitate the trade, so they gave up point guard Lewis that they drafted out of Alabama a couple years. I think they ended up getting a 2nd-round pick back and some cash considerations or something like that. But
okay,
I think we'll see what Toronto does with those draft picks. But right now, the Pacers getting that proven player in Siakam. Like I said, the key is going to be locking him up, getting him. It may cost him a max extension, but I do it because you lived in the Nap. That's not like that's not necessarily the biggest destination for NBA players. They're not trying to, just like Minneapolis, right? They're not free agents ain't trying to just sign with the Pacers. They're not trying to sign with Timberwolves. So when you get a guy like that, you can lock a small market and you can lock them up. You need to go ahead and do it, even if you got to pay top dollar. So
facts, yeah, and this it's a basketball town, man.
It is.
Indianapolis, it's a basketball town. They love their Pacers. They love their college hoops. Like they are into it, unlike any place I've ever lived.
I believe that. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, when he had the
Insane.
movie Hoosiers, and Bobby
Right.
Knight, a legend. He is, Indiana
Absolutely.
basketball. Larry Bird's from there. I mean, they've got so
Yeah.
many
Yeah,
basketball staples.
the Teagues, they're from there.
Yeah.
Who's the gosh, can't think of his name. He was a Hoosier. What Devin George? Wasn't Devin George?
No, Devin George he's from Northside.
Devin George?
Yeah, he went to Augsburg.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he went to Augsburg. So I've lived in both Minneapolis and Indianapolis, so sometimes I kind of mix up and confused.
Right. And then you were born in Egan, so yeah, that happens.
Whoa!
Yeah, that's
St. Paul, man. St. Paul.
Egan.
Coach, that Devin George from the crib. Yeah, that's right. But there's another guy, and he ended up going to Houston. He was a spot up shooter. Ended up being a spot up shooter, but he was drafted. Anyway, they're big on hoops. A lot of good players come from there.
Yeah.
And I think that he'll really love the energy from the Pacer fans in there. So hopefully, all that being said, he'll end up loving the town, loving the team, and loving the environment, and they can lock him up, man. Because Pacers, that's my third team. It's Wolves, Lakers, and Pacers. So
it's the Wolves wherever LeBron goes, and then the Pacers. You mean?
No, because I like the Lakers before LeBron was even there. So when Kobe was there,
if LeBron left and went to Cleveland, and Cleveland's playing the Lakers in the NBA Finals, who are you going for?
You're breaking up. My internet's not working.
Yeah, Clarice. I bet I am. Exactly.
Okay, so I'll slide LeBron.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll slide LeBron.
Thank you.
Kobe, LeBron.
Kobe, no. He already know what it is. So, man, before we jump off, we got the Shad and Shell show tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Yep. Tune in for our shenanigans. BJ Cools said that he wants to come here into the studio and be on the show. So that should be interesting. He's gonna, you can never control what BJ's gonna say. He's probably gonna say something wild. Some people
at all. Shout out to the homie BJ.
Shout out to BJ, man.
That's the parody king right there, man. Shout out to the parody king.
Yeah, man. You gotta love it. More of that to come. So I'm pretty excited about that. I got to do the notes tonight and then set the show up and all that. So yeah, we'll be in the building. So anybody's watching, pull up. It's a good time. It's random, kind of like a variety show. Yeah, we sip and talk mess, and then I force you to listen to my music. So great trade-off.
Hey, man. Whatever works, right?
Yes, sir. So I will be watching the game tonight because I am a night owl. I'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah, if you text me, you don't hear a response back, man. The game is watching me, and I'm not watching it. So
right, if I get that,
you know how that is,
right?
Hey, man, but thank everybody that was that participated in the chat. And it was a little light tonight, but hopefully we'll get it back going and popping next Thursday. But and hit this like button, subscribe button as you normally do. Anybody that normally listens that didn't get a chance to jump on today, please play it back on Facebook or YouTube just to help us out. Show us a little love, even if you clean up around the house or whatever, and just throw it on in the back. However you do it, just do it.
Yeah, and make sure you all shoot Jig a text, of admiration and
On that note, it's time to roll out.
That's right.
Time to roll out on that note.
Hey, I echo what Chris J said. So everybody have a good one. We appreciate it. And then tune in tomorrow night. We'll see y'all.
Let's do it. Yeah, check out the Shine show tomorrow night. All right, my man. I'll holler at you, brother.
All right, brother. For sure. Later.
Okay.
Peace.